Here we are again, Liverpool with another win. Yeah, so it's another one of those type of videos. But like typically before, I was giving Liverpool a lot of praise, but it's the same thing in this game. It's the easiest bounce back game on paper, technically, for them. But I'm not gonna look at it like that because I thought Burnley were they were actually quite good considering what most of us probably thought. But you know what? Before we get into the video, please smash the like button. Likes are very important. It looks like this. Easiest thing to do, just pause the video. The more likes, the better this video does. It's as simple as that, and it helps the channel, of course. But big up everyone that's actually here listening, right? But look, Liverpool got the job done. It's as simple as that, right? This is the same thing I kind of said on Manchester City getting the job done against Everton, right? When you're going for the league, it does not really matter if you play good or you play bad. It's about if you're going to get results over the line, the business end of the season. We are now like approaching mid-February, and yes, I don't know what's going on in Liverpool camp, and we can use that maybe as an excuse, but today wasn't their best day. They just come off the back of a loss off against Arsenal, a very good Arsenal, and Liverpool were missing some decent players as well. I don't know what happened to Trent. I suppose we can get into that. But there was illness around. That's why Joe Gomez didn't feature. Maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe I think that's why Allison didn't feature. And that's maybe why Trent didn't came off at halftime. Maybe that was always the plan because they didn't have a right back. But Curtis Jones filled in very easily and done a bog standard type job. But in the first half, Burnley really gave it to Liverpool. Really gave it to Liverpool. And I was thinking, like in the first 20 minutes before the goal went in, what was that, around the 31st minute, Diogo Jota header, absolutely free. Yeah, Burnley were very much in the game. And then obviously they scored that goal. And I was thinking, wow, like Liverpool, it's typical of Liverpool that they play flat in one half and then they go absolutely mental in the next. But that's not really what was the case in this game, in my total opinion, right? But again, there was just too much. It's as simple as that. I even predicted a 3-1 in the group chat. I said, nah, this game's got 3-1 written all over. I even said before Jota scored, Jota's inevitable. The man's just too clinical in it. It's as simple as that. He's like, what, 5'7" or 8 or something like that. And he still gets on the end of things. And he's just always there in and around. And, he didn't even play down the middle today. He played down the right-hand side. And that's maybe why it was a little bit flat. Maybe Nunes should have went off the right this time. I thought Nunes didn't really get involved in the game as much as he typically does, stretching the game down the wings. And that's exactly what happened. It's just down the middle, we looked a little bit lost. There was no service until Harvey Elliot come on. How many times do I have to come and tell people in here that you need to start respecting Harvey Elliot that little bit? He changed the game. As soon as he come on at halftime, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that Liverpool, if you're a rival or whatever, Liverpool were absolutely amazing because they weren't, right? And I think they started picking it up roughly around the 70th odd minute. And, it was after Datro Fofana missed those two, easy chances. In my opinion, he should have went either been a little bit more composed in front of goal. Maybe could have dinged it. Maybe could have went round. That was Liverpool's game. As soon as that happened, they're already 2-1. Was it 2-1 at that point? So, actually, no, it wasn't. It was a 1-1. It could have been 2-1 to Burnley. But look, it doesn't matter. No, it wouldn't. No, it would have been 2-2. It would have been 2-2. So yeah, it would have been 2-2 because Diaz scored that header very early on. So yeah, in the 52nd minute, and that was a good goal, by the way. Harvey Elliott, 2 assists, by the way. Just going to let you know that. But yeah, like Harvey Elliott for me changed the game, the bit of the balance. Something the midfield really missed today was creativity, and we really saw a lot of like just sideways passing, hitting hopes, and maybe they might get onto the end of things. Shots from outside the box getting blocked. Liverpool had roughly about 22 goal attempts today, and 9 of them were on target. Not exactly the most clinical in the world, but again, all 3 of the strikers in the front line, they got on the score sheet. Jota, Nunes. Again, this is why I rate Nunes. He's becoming a lot more efficient as well when it does matter, especially in the air. And then obviously that man, Jota. But yeah, look, easy 3 points in the end. And I will say that quite easily and satisfactory, because as much as Burnley play great football, as much as they are quite nice to watch on the eye, when you come into the Premier League, if you don't have the quality, regardless of playing the style of football that company wants, then you're going to get beat. Like Liverpool were really in control. I think other than the first half, it was smooth sailing. And this is what got them back to the top of the league. And obviously, Man City are going to wait for their Brentford game. But if you're a rival fan, I know they were licking their lips, especially myself. I as a Man United fan, of course, I was hoping that Burnley could do something. But I just knew like it's just going to be too much. It's at Anfield. You got Anfield Road opening up as well, the stand, if people don't know. But yeah, man, I don't really have much praise for Liverpool this whole game, except for Harvey Elliott, in my opinion. He's the creativity. He was a bit of spark that he needed. You know, Curtis Jones, Endo, McAllister midfield is a little bit too flat for my liking. Maybe it's a little bit too industrial. And then obviously we wouldn't know because Curtis Jones had to go right back anyways. But you know, Endo, McAllister, you know, as much as that sounds like a good duo or pivot on paper, today, like what I saw in the first half, they were getting cut through quite easily. And I was quite surprised by that. Maybe Endo not quite fit after, you know, going out in Asia Cup. That was, well, a week ago now, anyways, but it wasn't the best thing in the world. Maybe today needed a bit of a grab and birch. I'm not too sure if he was affected by the illness, but please do let me know. Yeah, and obviously the Trent thing again, but yeah, really missing good creativity today, and you really needed the quality to shine through some individual brilliance. You could say, you know, Jota's goal, you know, unmarked. Could you say that's a Burnley mistake, or pretty much Jota just being intelligent, just to not getting mixed in with the goalkeeper who actually fouled his own player, by the way. So before anyone says the first one that Burnley keeper got fouled, he didn't. Go watch it back. He jumped into their centre back, right? And it was just easy pickings from there. Even the offside when it comes to Harvey Elliott, he wasn't offside. So before you say, oh, Harvey Elliott's heel was offside, like, even from the eye, like even the commentary was saying it. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. It was, again, Burnley mistake forced into Liverpool's hands. And then you know what? Diaz threw his body on the line. It was only like not even that long ago before he scored that. I was looking on Twitter and he was getting absolutely hounded. Like, oh, what's happened to Luis Diaz? Look, he's come up with some goods, man. It's like you can't say what's happened to Luis Diaz. Like you can, there's only so many excuses you can make for a player, but just let him find his feet. I don't think it was the front line's fault at any moment today or trying to carry up the pitch. I just feel like the midfield and defense, it was just a little bit all over the place. The structure wasn't the best, in my opinion. And it's like, no, it was just not cohesive. Even down to Kwanzaa and Trent, from Kwanzaa to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk even to Robertson. Sometimes I thought Robertson went a bit too far up the pitch in my liking, where Joe Gomez would get back in good time and keep the shape, and he'll pick his moments. And well, Robertson, to be fair to him, look, he's only had a couple games back. And I look around and I said, you know what? Liverpool just got this job done. This is the sign of what it is to take to the next level, to go and possibly win the Prem, to put some pressure onto Manchester City. And ultimately now it's Arsenal's turn to respond tomorrow to that pressure. Liverpool won, Manchester City won, and now, you know, Arsenal, it's your turn against West Ham. Let's see what you can do. And then obviously I'll probably do a video on it tomorrow if I'm not screaming about my own team probably losing against an Aston Villa. But yeah, look, if I'm going to actually pick man in the match, I'm going to give it to Harvey Elliott. I don't know who you boys are or girls, but me, it's Harvey Elliott. Change the game. Even if it's a small margin, it's still the margin of 3 points, which all that matters. It's just your 3 points collectors at the end of the day. You know, all in all, you had most of the possession, which was expected. You know, when it comes to XG and stuff, you know, obviously that was expected. You had 22 attempts. James Trafford as well is just too much for him. You know, he's just getting peppered, in my opinion, you know. But there was a lot of wayward shots, and, you know, you got your next game. I'm pretty sure, let me go. I think Liverpool, who they got. Next game, you've got Brentford away, which is going to be tricky. Ivan Toney, you know, I think he bagged today against Wolves as well. It'll be a difficult game at Brentford. So until then, we'll see. But I think Liverpool are missing the key players now. Look, you got past your Bournemouth, right? You got past the other lot as well, your Fulham and stuff in the cup. Now you really need Trent to come back. Now you really need Szoboszlai to actually, you know, get fit again, because this is the difference when he's probably not in the team. And ultimately, you do need Mo Salah back. I don't know how long he's out for. I'm pretty sure he's out for another couple of weeks potentially on his injury. He might be back for the final. He might not be. But with them performances, obviously in the cup final, tactics go out the window anyways. It's about desire. Who wants it more? Where does the quality shine through? But yeah, I think Liverpool really need to pick up some of their quality players back and then get back firing the way we know to, battering teams 3-4-0. Because if Mo Salah was playing, if Trent was fit for the whole game, if Robert, you could even say, whether Conor Bradley, like, obviously rest in peace to his father and whatnot. It's a shame. It's a compassionate leave. Big up Conor Bradley, man. Yeah, man. Some of these quality players need to come back, be available, and then, you know, Bob's your uncle. Who knows where it might be when it gets to that game against Man City at Anfield. That's going to be a massive, massive game. I'm actually really looking forward to that one. But guys, please smash the like button. Do subscribe. Got the job done. That's all that matters. You got the 3 points. That's what matters. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. As much as I want to banter it as a rival, I can't really banter it. This is what my team's been pretty much doing all season. Like, when it does come to a result like Man United winning 1 or 2-1 or something like that, it's pretty much not down to the performance. It's just getting over the line. But at that stage, you need a performance. But look, done, dusted in a bit.